Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm carrying on with my walk along the old Leek to Stoke-on-Trent line. I'm now on the section that's slightly older than what went through to Leek. This opened by the North Staffordshire Railway in 1864, and the section through to Leek, which was at a junction about a mile back, which we explored in my last video, opened 3 years later in 1867. So we're just coming along here. We're coming to quite a wide road bridge. Now, something interesting I want to show you. So as I said, this is the old railway from Stoke-on-Trent to Leek, and you could also get through all the way up to Macclesfield. It was once a trunk route, but unfortunately it's not anymore. The track carried its last trains in 1988. What we see here, we're now under the road. It's not the most pleasant of places, but what's quite interesting is this abutment here. This was the original bridge built by the North Staffordshire Railway in 1864. Now, it was fairly wide for then, but as you can see, it's needed to be a lot wider now. It looks like perhaps in BR days it's been heightened, and then it's also been widened. But it is nice to think that the original North Staffordshire abutments, I know they're not anything particularly exciting to look at, but they're still holding up a major road, and I don't suppose many people who drive over this road realise what's underneath them. So that's looking back towards Leek. Now, what we have here is the old Bucknall Northwood Station. So this opened with the line in 1864 and it closed in 1956, although being in quite an industrial area of Leek, because the railway didn't actually close to goods until 1962. That's the local pickup goods, because the actual last goods trains finished in 1988. The station, although closed in 1956, there were still excursion trains from here, possibly to Rudyard Lake, or maybe taking factory workers to Blackpool for their summer holiday, up until 1962. So it did carry on a bit longer after it closed. Now, the platform is there. It's hard to see because it's overgrown. Like, as I said in the last video, that is the reason why we do this in the winter, because in the summer you wouldn't see much apart from a load of greenery. So you can see the old bricks are there. It's not quite as open as at Milton Station, where I was able to walk on the platform, and there would have been another platform here. Unfortunately, it looks like all of what's here has been demolished for this, what looks like a fairly modern wall to have been built, and it's part of the industrial estate. So that's what we have there. But so there would have been a platform along there, but unfortunately there isn't now. But there is still the remains of this one. Now, should this railway ever reopen, you certainly could get a single track platform in here, and as we've discussed before, the possibility of a tram system in Stoke-on-Trent with like an interurban line, say to Leek, and could be used by heavy rail trains, such as trains touring from the Churnet Valley, and you can have tram trains running along here. And this really, there's not much being used on this site. It's a permissive path, so a few people do walk through here, but it just seems a bit of a waste, really, and I think it'd be much better used, put back to its original purpose as a railway station. So let's watch this space. Let's hope it happens. As we know, the Churnet Valley Railway are going to extend to Leek fairly soon, and hopefully they'll extend to here. But unfortunately, along here the track would need relaying. The track as far as Endon is in a much better state, and it could carry a train, but unfortunately this couldn't, as I did show you in the last video. Oh, now this is interesting, because as I do this, I haven't actually been along here myself yet, so as I see this is the first time I see it. We come to the end of the station, we have some platform surviving on this side, which is good to see. It's always good. In fact, having a closer look, I think a signal box may well have been here, because there's no, I'll tell you what, I don't think a signal box was there. I think we're on a bridge, that's it, and what I can see down there is a girder. I was thinking it might have been where the levers came out, but I think on the other side of the road I saw what might have been the site of a signal box. So yeah, apologies, it's not site of a signal box. That was my first thought. This is a bridge, possibly over the River Trent, because we're in Stoke-on-Trent. Let's see if we can have a look out here. It's right, but yeah, that doesn't look much, but if we come out here, what you can see there, that is the River Trent. So Bucknall Northwood Station actually straddles the River Trent. There are other railway stations that do this. Shrewsbury straddles the River Severn, although on a much bigger scale. And that what looks just like a big piece of wood, I think that might be an old level crossing gate. If we'll just go across here, and we can have a better look at the River Trent. So you can see the station's platform straddled River Trent. It's not the nicest of places, I must admit. And then down there you have it. That is the River Trent. So although it's the third longest river in England, it's in its quite early stages here, so it's not the big river most people think of. So I think what we'll do is we'll leave the video here. I'm going to carry on along there. We've got one more station, Fenton Manor, which will be the subject of the next video. So from the old station at Bucknall and Northwood, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.